Hey guys, what is up? Fleck here, back again. I just said I was going to have an early April little review of several different more samples that I decided to get. This time it's all big names. These are all the samples that you see here I got and some more. So I got Creed Aventus, Millesime Imperial, Green Irish Tweed, obviously Platinum Egoiste by Chanel there, Amen, Angel, Gucci Envy. Also, there's a little packet of Gucci Pour Homme back there that you can't see. Another Amen Pure Malt, and Midnight in Paris little sampler. There it is. All right, so and I got this. Boom. If you want to preserve your cologne collection, your fragrance collection, you got to keep it at a cool temperature in a dark place. So this pretty much solidifies me as a juice freak right here. And I've got all the bottles of all the different things I own stacked back there. That's Pine Neo, and then there's all the other things. But let's get to it. This is pretty cool. Oh yeah, let me turn on the light. Got a little light in there. So what is going on with the fragrances this time? First of all, I encourage anyone who can to get this if you see it. I got a really good deal on this wine cooler. It's a wine cooler, took out the racks. There's another YouTuber who I got this idea from. He had this same basic exact thing. Now this wine cooler in particular is Sunbeam, old cheap Walmart brand, but a bunch of different manufacturers use this same base to make their wine coolers. Little 8-bottle wine cooler. I got it for $50 shipped. It was 30 plus 20 shipping on eBay. Super awesome deal. You can't even really find this anymore. So I just found one on eBay, and it was the lowest price thing on there. And it was exactly what I wanted. So I got very lucky. It's kind of a meant to be kind of thing. On top of that, it has these little ridges for between the bottles. And my little vials fit perfectly along those ridges, which I thought was pretty cool. There's a Terre d'Hermes and all that stuff, but we're here to talk about the Creeds and the Chanel and the Amen and the Gucci, and the one that I bought, which I loved. So, how do I feel about a lot of these? Creed Aventus, right here. Creed Aventus. So, what do I think about it after getting it? Specifically, how does it compare to Insurrection, to Pure? I can see the hype about Creed Aventus now. It is like a pineapple bomb with a little bit of smoke in it, but basically everything about it just has the air of elegance and quality. It doesn't, unlike a lot of colognes that kind of just get in my nose and give me a little bit of like an allergic kind of asthmatic reaction, including Insurrection too a little bit. The Creed fragrances do not do that. You can tell that they're natural, pure fragrances, high quality. I can see what the hype is about. Creed is definitely very nice. That pineapple, sweet, fresh, clean, pure quality with a little bit of smokiness to it. I like it. I definitely like it. I'm probably going to get like a small decant, maybe a 30 millimeter. What is it? 30 milliliter. Just a small amount to kind of put on every once in a while when I'm feeling fancy. It can be had for not too much. Funny thing is, Decant Shop, check it out if you haven't yet. I'm going to be buying a bunch of tiny little vials. I'm going to fill this thing up with just vials for a while. and kind of just try like 100 different fragrances of all the best of the best, and make up my mind about what I like the most before I buy more big bottles. Yeah, that's Creed Aventus. Next up would be the Creed. This is the green Irish Tweed right here to block out the light. Not that it matters, it's just a vial. But green Irish Tweed. What can I say about it? It's like rolling around in freshly cut grass in the finest, you know, just kind of like it rained, and you're just a beautiful spring day, and there's grass and flowers. That's green Irish Tweed. Millesime Imperial. I have some on my arm right now, and it's trying to pinpoint Millesime Imperial. It's like walking through a garden. Mostly just like walking through a garden, the way I would put it. You know, I like to kind of make these associations that you can try to like connect with reality, because a lot of people that review fragrances will say all these things that most of us just don't understand. Like, I get this note of this note of that. Hey, most of us just don't speak that language, so I'm trying to be more down to earth about it. Millesime Imperial is very fresh, very nice, very clean. Kind of like walking through a garden almost to me. That's really the only way I can explain it. It's nice. I would wear it. It's also kind of the Creed's more businessy kind of fragrance. The others are like more, I would say, casual, more like not necessarily work, but you can pull them off at work. Just you know, usually not. At least for most, you know, the Aventus and whatnot, that's usually like a high-end kind of dating fragrance, more than a business fragrance. However, Platinum Egoiste by Chanel, so I don't even know if I have this right as far as musk goes. I always describe when I think of a musky cologne, what I'm trying to say is like a classic kind of gentleman's cologne that you would smell on your typical businessman. Kind of just has that just like a cologne, just like a men's cologne. You've smelled it, probably polo green, Azzaro, just a classic Azzaro for men. That kind of thing is what I'm trying to evoke when I say a musky kind of scent. I don't know if I'm right on that track. But Platinum Egoiste would be the clean, updated, fresh, classy, sort of juicy, flowery version of all that. And they pull it off very nicely. Once again, unlike the cheaper fragrances, which I'm beginning to discover why some of these fragrances are considered higher quality and people pay the price for them. They don't have that cloying kind of cold metal going up my nose kind of feeling to them. So it's very clean, very fresh. I would wear it. Definitely would be something that I would want to get to wear to work when I'm feeling fancy. Amen. Amen. Hard to pinpoint amen. I had described recently something that was like kind of like a school book. I think I said, I can't remember if I said that about Animal. Trying to think if that was the one I said was like a kind of like opening a school book, sort of mildly like a rubbery kind of plasticky, but in a good way. Amen, in a way. Smell it again. Something about it reminds me of being back in school. I don't know if it's pens or like pencil eraser or something about it. It's kind of like sweet paint or ink or something like that. It's definitely different, and it is definitely a good smell. Definitely a pleasant smell. And let's stick with the brands. Pure Malt. Pure Malt, when I first put it on, I get like you're just spilled a bottle of high quality bourbon or something like that on yourself, like a very nice, you know, Cavassier, whatever you can think of, like just a high quality drink that's just dripping with just juicy goodness, but it's definitely a boozy kind of onset, and then as it dries down, it's malt. Like, there's this beverage that Spanish people drink called Malta. It basically means malt beverage, but not with like 0.5%, you know, alcohol in it. With, you know, kids drink it. And that's what it smells like. It smells like Malta. If you guys ever had like a Goya, if you guys have like a Spanish shops around you, you might want to try this drink called Malta. You can get it at your Latin food stores. It's nice. It's sweet. But I think if you're like a Spanish person that grew up drinking Maltas, you might be it might be more like a throwback to when you were a kid than anything else. Next, let's go with the Gucci's. Gucci Envy. I don't really envy anything about Gucci Envy. It is, it gives off a cinnamony, kind of like a big red chewing gum kind of thing, right? That's kind of what it is. It's cinnamony, and what it really is it's the ginger. It's a ginger based, so it has that cinnamony spiciness. It's not actually cinnamon in there, but that's kind of what comes off of it due to it having ginger and like whatever other juices are made to or are used to make it. That's what I get out of it. Not impressed at all. The Gucci Pure Homme is also, it's back there somewhere. I threw it behind this Amen and Platinum Egoiste. It was just a little wrapper. So, Gucci Pure Homme, I'm also not really impressed on that one. I just kind of wanted to try these out, you know, good reviews for the most part. I certainly hope that other Gucci's, that I'm considering getting are better. But I'm kind of put off because Gucci Pure Homme, just also not impressed. I tried to remember I just sprayed all of these on again just to kind of like refresh my mind about what I think about all of them and kind of get a better perspective. Gucci Pure Homme just doesn't leave a good impression for me. I can't even remember which arm I put it on anymore. It just kind of lost all meaning and sense, so no biggie there. Not gonna buy it. To me, the masterpiece here is the one that's actually the cheapest, and that is Midnight in Paris. This stuff is, let me be frank with you, it smells like a woman's makeup bag, kind of like that kind of smell. But man, I'm telling you, if you've ever had like a great smelling woman walk past by you and you were like, what is that? This is kind of like the men's version of that, right? A little bit of a manly version of feminine scent. I bought this one mostly because it's the cheapest, but oddly enough, when I dab a little bit of this on, because it's a little bit of pull out the mini bottle here. It has a little bit of that same look of the big bottle, except it doesn't have the little constellations on it like the big bottle does. So I just put on a little bit of this on each arm, rub it, and for hours and hours throughout the day, I'm smelling this stuff on me the way no other cologne that I have, I don't think so far at all. Of the Pioneer, the Insurrection 2 Pure, the Animal Animal, the David Beckham, the what else is back? The Nautica Voyage. None of the ones that I've got so far actually project very well at all. Like, to the point where what I'm talking about is I want to be sitting at my desk or driving in my car and smell my arms when they're a foot and a half away from me. This stuff does that. It actually, if someone stands next to you, they're gonna smell it just radiating from your arms or your neck or whatever. hardly anything else that I've tried in a recent time is actually doing that. The Pineal gets close with that. It gives a little bit off that vanilla when one of my arms are closer a few inches away from my face. That's about it for that, though. This for hours, it has projection for hours. So I decided to get this, not only because it's probably my favorite scent of everything that I own right now, everything, and also had the money for it. I really didn't really have the money for a big bottle of like any of this stuff. And like I said, this is probably going to be my last big bottle for months, maybe a couple of months to come, because I'm going to spend the next couple of months buying decants of tiny little just vials of all the top fragrances that I've been researching. Mostly I've been researching major things I'm interested in are, if I go to base notes and I see that something has a 4.5 rating, I'm like, okay, that's got to be amazing stuff. 4.5s, I've only got like maybe 4 or 5 things on the list that are 4.5s right now that are interesting to me, that I can actually look to afford. And 4.5s, hardly any of those are even the ones that cost hundreds of dollars. A few of those are just like $60-$80 a bottle, depending on the size of the bottle, of course. But you know what I'm saying, they're not the extremely expensive ones. So I'm looking at a few of those. I think one of those is I can't remember the name of the ones. There's the Dior one, I think, that has a 4.5. I already ordered those too, from Decant Shop, and I'll be doing those in maybe a couple weeks, week or two or so. I'll bring those out and I'll tell you guys what I think about those. For now, this is the collection. This is what I got. Got some vials. Got a mini of the Midnight in Paris and decided to order a big bottle of it. I decided to order a bottle of the EDT because I was just told it's just more like a pleasant kind of chill atmosphere to it. But I am also thinking of getting the EDP because I just love it so much. And I definitely want to build up my collection of Midnight in Paris in case it ever gets discontinued or something, which I pray to God it doesn't. I want to have enough for years to come. And this will definitely preserve it for years to come right here. All right, guys, so that is it. The little overview of what I've stacked up in samples. More will be coming to you soon.